before I put these headers back in for the last time, got everything all cleaned up. So we're going to install the transmission cooler. So we're putting in this derail. There's all the fittings, hoses, stainless steel braided line. So first thing you got to put in, you need the fittings that go from NPT to AN, number 6. Okay, so these are 1/8 inch on this particular one. Some of them are 1/4. So we're going to put this together first. You got to put tape on them, Teflon tape sealer on this part of the thread because that's an NPT thread. Okay, we'll do that, put those both on, then we'll put the ends on the hose, cut them down the sides. We got to find a place to mount that, and then finish putting it all back together. This way that'll be done, and then the headers could go on. I'll put the starter back in it, and we can keep moving along with this thing. All right, so you got Teflon tape on there. Make sure you don't get any on the tip so it doesn't fall in there and clog stuff up. And that one's already in. I'll put this one in here. And we'll get that one started. A little tight quarters in here, but get that one in there. Like that. Ratchet on it. Got just enough room for a ratchet, a socket. And we're probably gonna have to get like that. Alright, so they're in. And we'll see if the straight fittings fit. They might be too tight. I really like using 45s on that, so to bring it down and keep it tucked nice and close here, and then run it up through the frame rail like that, and then back over. And we'll see. Let me see if we can see if one of the straight ones fits. If not, then we're gonna have to get 45s. All right, so it would come out to here plus the line. That ain't working. So like I said, 45s. So I'm going to order 2 45s and run them all the way to there. I'm going to mount the cooler up here and see if I need 90s up there before we go any further. All right, so while we're waiting for fittings, we're going to take this pulley off because there's a new pulley coming. Because you can't get nothing on there. So we got to get a different pulley for that. That's for starters. And we're going to drop the radiator in place and see how much room we have up here. We're going to mount the cooler, the transmission cooler, so we know where to run the lines. We might have to make a bracket or something to hang the cooler by, so that's what we're going to be doing next. All right, so in the meantime, and hopefully the fittings will show up quick, and we can keep moving. Move that out of the way, and that's it. Okay. This, just to cut that back. Alright, that little thing, just take this little spot weld out. There's a spot weld there and a spot weld there, and then this will come off.
Alright, hang on, I'll take it off.
Just see how much room we got now, so.
Yeah, there we go.
Where'd the back go?
Behind you.
Still got to come a little bit. All right, whatever. Gotta come back a little bit more. All right.
Mark it out and do that.
All right, so just put this back on after he's done welding it, right? Fits nice, it's all still loose. Now we're gonna go up on top, make sure it all tightens,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna take them back out and ship them off to get coated.
I'm gonna stamp them.
We're gonna
1,
stamp
2,
them.
3,
We're
4,
gonna
5,
stamp all the
6,
numbers
7,
on.
8.
We just took this side back off to make sure.
That way, when we get them back, we know.
Well,
Which one?
I mean, I know where they go, but
Well, yeah, but for when he puts them back. Yep. These all fit good.
so go back one more time. So all the flanges are good. So I mean, if they were messed up, they'd be like cockeyed all over the place. So these all still. Now you know they're all on the bottom. They're all nice, tight up against there. Like I said, you just leave them just a hair loose. Okay, so now you know they all go in. Again, I should have videoed this, but they're all out, right? The steering shaft is out. Okay, you could put that in after, but take the steering shaft out. Take your oil filter off.
Just so you
Take
can...
your oil filter off. And it goes, you put number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick it in there and lay it down against the ground or whatever, stick it down there. Put the second one in, and then bring this one back up. Catch these two kind of together. You can finagle them around, catch them both together. This one goes right in after that. This one goes right in after that. Just get them all. You see how loose that is? That's it. Like 2 more turns and it would have been too tight. Just back them off like a half a turn or something. Right, like that. See how they're just barely on. Right. Go down the bottom. Put the collector on. Finagle them on. They go on. Get them in. Once you get them in, put the 2 little bolts in there. Line that up. Come back up here. Tighten all this up. Done. All right. So we're gonna just take these.
Take these out and stamp.
I gotta take the collector back off the bottom. Come back up. Take these off. This side's already done. We already know this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. No problem. I already told you how to get them off.
Alright. Alright. So, we got those stamped. Passenger. Driver in. So, can't mess that up. Oh, can't mix them.
So, all the stamps. I'm just going to put a stamp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all the way across. They're pretty self-explanatory. I mean, once you put,
But,
these are only going to go on this side. They ain't going to go on the other side. So, all right, come on, help. You got to hold this while I do this. So, if you want to see how we do it, hold that. When I nod my head, you hit it.
I was gonna say, ready?
Yeah, hold it. This is number 1. You
Oh,
can't fuck this one up.
hang on now. I don't know if I trust you with this
Come
one.
on. I won't hit you hard.
One just like that.
Don't let go. I'm
not
serious.
I'm not letting
hold it
go.
down. Ready?
Yep.
And that's number 1.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously just a one. Alright.
So, trim that back. We trim that back. Right? Now you know it ain't going anywhere. You got enough clearance there so it don't rub against nothing. This will get tightened down. That ain't going anywhere. And then what we're going to do is we'll just stitch a couple little things here for this panel. And then we'll put some paint on it. I have him bring me the blue paint that he used for whatever else. And then we'll just respray this little spot. Get some washers. Right now we're just putting this in because I got to get under there and make sure we got enough room to put this transmission cooler up inside there. All right? Okay. All right, so we got our 45s and 90s. So let's see if you can see that. So that's one of them up there now, like that. The other one will go like that, and then they'll be able to wrap around, and everything will be out of the way. Okay, so straight ones definitely will not work. So we're looking to put the transmission cooler up in here behind that fender well. And it'll be open here. Get plenty of air in it. Plus it's got a fan and stuff on it. So let me see if you can see that spot. I gotta turn the lights on here. Alright, so that's gonna go up in there. I gotta cut that little piece out of that. Make it go up a little bit higher. Radiator's in. There's no room between the radiator and the bumper because it'll be right up against each other. And then we'll just be pushing hot air back into the radiator from the tranny cooler. Okay, so get some hose made up. Make these lines up. Start feeding these through. And mount the cooler. So we're gonna mount that up there like that. All right. 90 degree on the top and a 90 on the bottom. So take the wheel off, take this inner wheel well off so we can get to it. And then we'll put probably two studs or something up there so we can take it on and off if it's got to come off. And it should be fine. Make the wheel turn left and right, make sure it clears. Should be good. All right, take the wheel off. All right, in the meantime, we decided to get them coated, so boxed everything up, shrunk it all down, keep the shipping cost a little bit cheaper. We're gonna shoot over to UPS and go ship this thing off. Connecticut Coatings. I'll put the link down below if you want to see. Once we get them done, I'll give you the link for it. All right, so on this side, we got the wheel well out. And let me see if I can get this in here. So we need, it's got to go way back into here. So we're going to take the bumper, he's taking the other side apart. We're going to take the bumper completely off. Figure out how we're going to mount it and everything. This way it could be taken back off if it needs to be taken off. We don't want to just stick it in there and then you'll never get it out. So, started making lines up, put fittings on them. He's got to take the wheel well liner out of here. Take this wheel off, take that wheel well liner off, undo the bumper. We're going to take the front bumper completely off. And then we'll figure out how to mount that thing in there good. I mean, if we move it, if we start moving it this way to be able to get to it, then it's going to interfere with the wheel. All right. All right, got the bumper off. Now we got access to this. So see how this is kind of like bent back like that. And the little, it sits like, this is gonna sit like that. So it's gonna be behind it is what we're trying to, so we're gonna have to modify something to make that be accessible with the bumper on in case you ever gotta take it off. So I'm probably just gonna notch, just notch this little thing out right here like that, and then you'll be able to get a socket directly on there. All right, we'll figure it out. I'll show you what we're doing. All right, so we cut that little slot out. I'll mark that. I'm gonna mark that. All right.
Yep.
And
that one you might have to put a stud.
I'll put a little. I'll make something for that.
All right.
So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna put a nut cert in both of those. So see if I got the right size. I should. If not, I'll go get one. Oh, yeah. So, yep. So put two nut certs in there. And it'll look like, so basically these will be stuck in the frame rail. All right? Yep. Put two of them in there. So we got to drill a hole in those two spots. And then you'll be able to just put the bolt right in there.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so nut cert. left-handed thread. You put the right one in. This is going to be the one for this one, right? 1/4 inch. Put the housing on, right? So now you know that's where that goes. You put the nut
here.
Okay, go. So you screw this on, right? And then it acts like a rivet. Basically, it's like a rivet.
Here.
Yeah, show that like that. All right.
You move it in a little bit at a time.
It's freaking tight. This goes like that.
Then you back it off.
You gotta turn the whole thing. All right.
Try to get it off of there. There you go.
All right, just
Okay.
delete. You just stick one in there.
Yeah.
All right. So put it on there.
Thread it to the end of the nut.
Yep.
And
And then just squish it like that's it. That's it. That stays on there just like that.
I got the 2 bolts over there that we
Okay,
can
that's good.
use. All right. Okay, got 2 of them on right now.
That ain't going anywhere.
So now we can,
I don't think that's going anyplace. So
yeah, we can make our other one on that side, and then
I'm not even gonna bother. I could put one like right here.
yeah, this side there's
ain't
nothing here though.
It can't come off. So I mean,
No, no.
it'd have to rip off this way, which you can't.
It ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna make one right here. Actually, we could put a little nut and bolt here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. No, you know what? Let me make the hole and make another one. Put a third one in and we're done.
All right.
All right, so we're making these lines up. Show you how we cut these. Cut that right there.
Just show them.
Yeah, we already cut it. I'm gonna just show you how nice this thing cuts.
That's it. No sparks, especially if you're working with.
Pick one
Fuel
up at
lines.
Lowe's. Here, show them what it is.
Here, show.
Basically a conduit cutter.
Where is it? Drop forge. South wire 16. Okay.
You just put your ends on.
Not for steel, but you know. So
Cuts beautiful. So this is gonna go.
they got them
on
at
this-
Lowe's or Home Depot.
This one. This
So
one.
now we got our lines right size and put the other fittings on it.
Now we're gonna put this one on this side. And then that we put the nutsert on the bottom. Josh made the other one.
Yep. So that's on there now.
And a little aluminum spacer,
Little
on
spacer.
there. That thing's solid. That ain't going anywhere.
That ain't moving.
Okay, so we go put these other 2 fittings on here. 1, 2. Come on. All right. So
You can do it by hand,
once
but
you
you know,
cut that,
it's nice to have something to push on.
yeah,
Don't prick your fingers.
like that,
Yeah.
and then you're just gonna.
Now inside of here, there's a
I'm gonna
little.
work it in here. Hold on. I'm doing that just to start it. Okay, so if you look close in there, the hose needs to bottom out.
There's a
So
little
you're basically
ledge.
you're just gonna
Then the threads start.
like that. So if you look
I don't know.
right there like that,
Yeah, you can see it.
okay, it's up against the threads. This is the insert that goes in it. All right, and then I just use a little bit of this.
Dielectric grease.
Put a little dielectric grease on there. Put it right on. Start the threads in there. You'll feel it go pop into, you'll feel that little piece go into the rubber hose part. Right? Once it starts, keep your thumb and your finger on here so you know if this starts to push out, then you got to start all over.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll feel it go all the way on. Now it's caught for sure in the rubber. Once it starts spreading the rubber, it can't go anywhere. And then same thing, you're going to put it in here. All right.
Don't crush it, but
Make it
I mean, you
tight.
can
and then you
tight
just
it.
run this in. And then again, you just make sure with your finger that you're not pushing so that this isn't getting pushed down. All right? And you're going to go till it stops. Just like that. They don't bottom out.
Yeah.
Some do. These don't. Okay? Same thing. Okay? All done. I already did the other one. The other one I already put on the tranny. We're going to go in there, put this one up on the tranny, and then this one on the cooler. All right? All right. No. I don't know if you could see that, but you catch them like that. That one's going to be pointing there, and that one's going to be pointing there, just like that.
And then we're going to run them
So,
up over here and over to the cooler.
alright, so that one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them just down here like this, and then they'll go like just like that. They'll be out of the way.
Because our headers go...
The headers go up and over.
Right in there, so...
I'm going to just tighten this one.
Alright, then we'll run them and then show you what it looks like.
That'll be tied up there so it can't move.
And then when the starter's in it, we can wrap it around the
I
starter.
can make a little bracket on there too. That's gonna go like that. And that'll go like that. All right. And that can just go just like that. And that. Done.
Okay.
This will go like that. Okay? These will get tied up like that, and that'll get tied up like that. So everything's nice tucked out of the way, nothing will get hit nowhere, the starter, nothing. That can go all the way across there if it has to. Just like so.
Alright.
Okay? That's it. I'm not going to tighten these up until we put the headers back in, just in case, but I think they should be there, no problem. Okay, so that's done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to try and
Get the
start mounting the
alternator.
alternator, because I know we got to make some brackets or something for that. So he ordered a different pulley that didn't show up yet. I don't know why, but all right, let me let it down. That's good. This is staying here. We can put the bumper back on, put the wheel well liners back in, and that'll work with that. All right, alternator.
So you got your bushing here,
All right,
2 bushings that go there, and
one little one there.
shorter one there.
And then the wire for it, it's a one wire deal, so that goes on the bottom. Once we get the pulley, put the pulley on, and then see about, hopefully it's spaced right. If not, we'll space it out right and go get a belt. Okay, that's good. So in the meantime, now we know that's where the cooler goes, down there. You don't even see it really, but down there.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the radiator back out, stitch this up, put some primer on that, and then I'm gonna get a can of paint. I'm gonna go to Andre, A&D Auto Body. I talked to him yesterday.
And they'll match the color in
Yeah, they'll just give me the. I'm gonna give them the code, and then what we'll do is we'll get one of those.
They make them in an aerosol.
So yeah, an aerosol can. And then we'll start putting all these patches in here, and then we'll paint them.
Same
So
color.
it'll all look neat and uniform and everything else. Then we'll fix all this and paint that.
All right.
All right?
Let's take that
That's
back
where
out.
we're at right now. The alternator fits. Get it on a pulley. Those lines are on. We're waiting on a transmission dipstick and an oil dipstick because he's not using this one. Which this we're probably going to end up just putting a plug on it and plugging that hole.
All right.
Okay?
Clean it up real quick first. And we'll stitch it so it don't come apart.
Okay. All the stitches on it. Okay, ready?
Here, melting the paint.
Yeah. This still has spot welds on it, so that's good.
You.
That's it, really. This is all still spot
Yeah,
welds.
you're just holding the centerpiece
Keeping
together.
this one moving around.
All
That's
right.
good. I'll clean it up, and that's it. All right, so got that all nice and cleaned up, tacked. Put some primer on it. Got some primer on the front. Now, when you look at it, it's nice and clean. Okay. All right. One more thing done. Like I said, I'm gonna go pick up. I'm gonna get the paint coat off this thing and go get the spray.